Welcome to my channel, my beautiful friends. Today, I want to ask you something very simple, but also very deep. What is money? Is money only the coins you keep in your pocket? Is it only the paper notes you hold in your hand? Or is it the numbers you see on your phone screen when you check your bank account? Many people think money is only these things. But the truth is, money is much more powerful than that. Money has the power to change your life. It can open doors for you, and it can also close doors. With money, you can buy food, clothes, and education. With money, you can travel, you can build your dreams, and you can help your family. But at the same time, money can also create problems, stress, and even fights. That is why today's topic is so important. Stay with me till the end of this video, because together, we are going to explore the true power of money. You will see how money shapes our world, our choices, and even our future. And maybe, after watching this video, you will start looking at money in a completely new way. Chapter E. What is money, my friends? Before we can talk about the power of money, we need to ask one simple question. What is money? Many people think money is just coins or paper notes. Some people think it is only numbers on a phone screen or a bank card. But actually, money is much more than this. Money is a tool. A tool means something we use to make life easier. Just like we use a spoon to eat, or we use a pen to write, we use money to exchange things. In simple words, money is a tool of exchange. Long ago, there was no money. People lived in small villages and towns. If someone needed something, they used a system called barter. Barter means trading one thing for another. For example, if I had rice and you had shoes, I could give you rice and you could give me shoes. That was fair and it worked sometimes. But here is the problem. What if you don't need rice? What if you already have rice at home? Then you don't want my rice, and I don't get shoes. Or what if my rice is equal in crap value to your shoes? How many bowls of rice are equal to one pair of shoes? It became confusing and difficult. Life was slow and not fair for everyone. This is why money was created. Money was invented to make exchange easier, faster, and fairer. With money, I can give you something that you trust, and you can give me shoes, rice, or anything I need. I don't need to find someone who wants exactly what I have. Instead, I can use money to get what I want. You can see how powerful this simple idea is. Now think about it. Money is small, but it can move mountains. It is just paper, metal, or digital numbers. But it controls trade, countries, and even dreams. Without money, businesses cannot run. Without money, countries cannot grow. Without money, even the smallest daily things become difficult. If you want to drink tea, you need money to buy sugar, milk, or tea bags. If you want to take a bus, you need money for the ticket. If you want to go to school, most of the time you need money for books, uniforms, or fees. So money is not just paper. It is the power that connects people, markets, and societies. Wattened. Let me tell you a small story to show this clearly. Imagine two people. One is Ali and the other is Hassan. They live in a small village many years ago. Ali grows rice in his fields. Hassan makes shoes. One day, Ali needs new shoes for his children. So he goes to Hassan and says, "I will give you rice if you give me shoes." Hassan listens and says, "I already have rice in my home. I don't need more rice. I need milk for my children." Now Ali is stuck. Doesn't he have milk? He only has rice. He cannot get shoes, even though he has something valuable. Now imagine the same story but with money. Ali grows rice, sells it in the market, and gets coins. Now, with those coins, he goes to Hassan. He says, "Here are coins. Can I get shoes?" Hassan smiles, because coins are useful. He can use coins later to buy milk for his children. Both are happy. Both get what they want. This is the power of money. It makes trade easier, faster, and fairer. When we think about money in this way, we see it is not only about paper or coins. It is about trust. We believe money has value, so we accept it. That belief makes the whole system work. Imagine if tomorrow no one trusted money anymore. Imagine you went to a shop with a wallet full of notes, and the shopkeeper said, "Sorry, this is just paper. I cannot take it." Life would stop. Like business would stop. People would panic. That is why money, even though small, holds such great power. Money also carries dreams. A student may dream of going to university, but without money, that dream may not come true. A family may dream of building a house, but they need money for bricks and wood. A traveler may dream of visiting another country, but the airplane ticket needs money. In every corner of life, money touches us. But remember, money itself is not good or bad. It is only a tool. It depends on how people use it. A knife can be used to cut fruit or to hurt someone. A pen can be used to write stories or to cheat on an exam. In the same way, money can be used to build, or it can be used to destroy. Poor. That is why understanding money is very important. So, when you hold a coin or a note in your hand, don't you think it is small? It carries history, trust, and power inside it. It is a symbol of exchange, of connection, of human progress. And as we move forward in this video, you will see even more clearly how money shapes not only the world around us, but also our personal lives and our choices. Chapter R. The History of Money. My friends, now that we know what money is, a tool of exchange, let us take a journey back in time. Money did not always look the way it does today. In fact, the history of money is one of the most fascinating stories of human life. By looking at how money changed over time, we can understand not only the power of money, but also the power of trust. In the very beginning, there was no money at all. As I told you in the last chapter, people used barter. They exchanged rice for shoes, milk for clothes, animals for tools. But this system was slow and unfair. People needed something everyone could agree on. Something small but valuable. Something easy to carry. And so, the first step in the history of money was gold and silver coins. Gold and silver were special. Why? Because people everywhere believed they had value. Gold is shiny, beautiful, and rare. Silver is also valuable and hard to find. When people made coins from these metals, they agreed that the coin could be used to buy food with, works, animals, land. For thousands of years, gold and silver coins were the main form of money. Kings kept them, traders carried them across deserts, and sailors used them in faraway markets. But there was a problem. Gold and silver are heavy. Imagine carrying bags of gold coins every time you wanted to buy something. Imagine a trader traveling from one city to another with hundreds of coins. It was dangerous and slow. People needed something lighter, something easier. And that is when the idea of paper money was born. Paper money started in China almost years ago. The rulers printed notes that people could use instead of heavy coins. At first, people found it strange. They thought, how can paper be as valuable as gold? But slowly, people began to trust it. They realized that the note represented value. It was not just a piece of paper. It was a promise. If the government said this paper equals this much gold or silver, then people accepted it. And here is the most important truth about money. Money works only because people trust it. Trust is the secret. A piece of paper is just paper. A number on your bank account is just a number. But when everyone agrees that this paper or number has value, then it becomes powerful. Without trust, money is nothing. Now let's move forward in history. As trade grew and the world became bigger, paper money spread everywhere. Soon, banks were created to keep money safe. People deposited their gold, silver, or paper notes in banks. And in return, they got receipts or accounts. Later, these accounts became more important than the actual coins. Then came the next step, digital money. Today, most of the money in the world is not coins or paper at all. It is digital. It exists as numbers in your phone, on a computer, or in a bank server. When you send money to a friend, you don't actually give them coins. You press a button, and the numbers change in both accounts. Isn't that amazing? You don't see the money. You don't touch it. But you believe it is real, and that belief makes the system work. Now, let me ask you a question, a spike moment to make you think deeply. If tomorrow no one trusted money, what would happen? Imagine your wallet is full of notes, but the shopkeeper says, "Sorry, I don't take this. It's just paper." Imagine your bank app shows a big balance, but the store says, "We don't accept this number." Life would stop. People would panic. The world would go silent. Why? Because money is only as strong as our belief in it. Think about it. We live our lives chasing money. We work hard for it. We save it. We dream about it. But in the end, money is only paper, metal, or digital code. It has power only because we as people agree to give it power. This is why governments protect money. This is why banks exist. And this is why losing trust in money can destroy whole countries. History shows us many examples of this. When money lost its value, people suffered. For example, in some countries during war or crisis, the value of money dropped so fast that people needed bags of notes just to buy bread. Imagine carrying a suitcase full of money to the market just to buy milk.
It sounds crazy, but it really happened. Why? Because people lost trust in money, and when trust disappears, money becomes nothing. So now, when you look at the history of money, you can see a clear journey. From heavy gold coins to light paper notes, and now to invisible digital money. The form has changed, but one thing has always remained the same: trust. Without trust, money cannot survive. With trust, even a piece of paper becomes as powerful as gold. And here is the interesting part, my friends. The history of money is not finished. Today we have digital money, but new forms are already rising, like cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, for example. Some people trust it, some people don't. Just like in history, trust will decide if this becomes the future or not. So the next time you hold a coin, a note, or check your bank app, remember this. Money is not the paper, not the metal, not the number. It is the trust behind it. That is what makes money truly powerful. And in the next chapter, we will look at why money is powerful in our lives, not only in history, but also in our daily choices. Stay with me, because you are about to see how money shapes freedom, opportunity, and even happiness. Chapter 3. Why money is powerful. My friends, now that we understand what money is and how it began, let us talk about why money is powerful. We hear this sentence all the time. Money is power. But what does it really mean? Does money itself have power, or is it the way we use it that creates power? Let's think about this step by step, in simple and clear words. Money is powerful because it gives us choices. Imagine you are hungry. With money, you can walk into a shop and choose what to eat. You can buy bread, rice, fruit, or even a nice meal in a restaurant. Without money, you are stuck. You may depend on others or wait for help. In this simple example, we already see that money is not just paper or numbers. It is the key that opens doors. Money also gives us freedom. Think about traveling. With money, you can visit new places, see different cultures, and explore the world. Without money, your world becomes very small. You may only move from your home to work and back. Freedom to travel, freedom to choose, freedom to dream. All of these are connected to money. Another big reason money is powerful is education. With money, parents can send their children to school, buy them books, and give them better opportunities. A poor child with no access to education often struggles in life, not because they are less intelligent, but because they did not have the resources. Money gives opportunities that can change not only one life, but also the lives of future generations. But here is something important. Money is not always equal to happiness. Yes, money can buy comfort. It can buy good food, safe houses, and good hospitals. But happiness is not always for sale. Many people have little money but live with joy, love, and peace. Others have millions yet feel lonely, stressed, or empty. So, we must be very careful when we talk about the power of money. It can create both happiness and problems. Let me give you two examples, and I want you to think about which one feels closer to your own life. First, imagine a man named Imran. Imran is not rich. He earns a small income every month. But he uses his money wisely. He spends only on what he needs. He saves a little each month. He helps his family. He doesn't waste money on things he doesn't need. Because of this, His life is simple but peaceful. He has food on his table, his children go to school, and he sleeps with a smile, knowing he is living within his means. Now imagine another man, named Farid. Farid is rich. He earns a lot of money every month, but he spends without thinking. He buys things only to show others he is rich. He wastes money on parties, gambling, and luxuries he doesn't even enjoy. At the end of each month, even though he earns a lot, he feels stressed. He has debts, his family is unhappy, and he feels no peace in his heart. Now stop for a moment and think. Who is truly powerful? Imran with little money but good use of it, or Farid with much money but poor choices? This is the real question. Money itself is not the only power. The power comes from how you use it. And this is the spike moment for you, my friends. I want you to reflect on your own life right now. Maybe you don't have a lot of money, but do you use what you have wisely? Or maybe you do have enough, but are you wasting it on things that do not bring real happiness? This is the lesson hidden in the power of money. Another way money shows its power is through respect in society. Let's be honest, people often respect those with money more than those without. A rich man walks into a room, and everyone looks. A poor man walks in, and many people ignore him. Is this fair? No, but it is real. This is why money feels so powerful. It changes how people treat you, how society sees you, and even how you see yourself. But we should not confuse respect with fear. Money can make people follow you, but it does not always make people love you. Real respect comes from character, honesty, and kindness. Money can support that, but money alone cannot replace it. So, let's bring everything together. Money is powerful because it gives choices. You can eat what you want, live where you want, and do what you want. It gives freedom, freedom to travel, to learn, to explore. It gives opportunities, education, healthcare, and safety. But money also tests us. It can create happiness, or it can create problems, depending on how we use it. At the end of the day, money is like fire. Fire can cook your food and keep you warm. But fire can also burn your house if you don't control it. In the same way, money can build your life, or it can destroy it. The power of money is not in the coins or notes.
The power is in your hands, in your decisions, in your heart. So when we ask, why is money powerful? The answer is simple, because it shapes our lives. But the deeper answer is this: the real power is not in money itself. It is in how we use it. Stay with me, my friends, because in the next chapter we will see how money connects directly to education. King, how it can open doors to knowledge, success, and a brighter future. You will see that money and learning together create a power greater than anything else. Chapter Sir. Money and Education. My friends, in the last chapter we talked about why money is powerful, how it gives us choices, one clues and opportunities. Now we are going to look at one of the most important connections in life. What? The connection. But education means learning knowledge and skills. And money is deeply connected to it, more than we often realize. Let's start with something simple. In many countries, if you want to go to school, you need money for books, clothes, transport, and sometimes even school fees. Even if the school is free, families still need money for uniforms, pens, and food for the child. For poor families, this can be very difficult. That is why, in many places, children drop out of school early. They don't stop learning because they are not smart. They stop because the family does not have enough money. This shows how strongly education depends on money. On the other side, in rich countries, the situation looks very different. Schools are better, classrooms are bigger, and children often have access to technology like computers and the internet. Teachers are trained, libraries are full, and students have more chances to study. Rich countries can pay for better schools, better teachers, and better resources. As a result, children in rich countries often get better education, Leidnissen, which leads to better jobs, better lives, and more success. So here is the truth. Money and education are connected like two sides of the same coin. If you have education, but no money, you may struggle. If you have money, but no education, you may waste it. But if you have both education and money, you have a superpower. You have a superpower. Knowledge tells you what to do, and money gives you the tools to do it. That is why we say, education plus money can change the future. Now let me give you a spike moment with a story. Imagine a boy named Rahim. Rahim was born in a very poor village. His father worked in the fields, and his mother sold vegetables in the market. They did not have enough money to send Rahim to a good school, but Rahim had one thing inside him, a dream. He wanted to study. He wanted to learn. He wanted to change his life every day. Rahim walked several kilometers to attend a small school in his village. He did not have proper shoes. He did not have a bag. Sometimes he did not even have lunch. But he had determination. He studied harder than anyone else. While other children played, Rahim read books. While others slept, he practiced writing under a small lamp. His parents were poor, but they supported him with love and encouragement. One day, Rahim heard about a scholarship exam, a special test that could give him money to study in a big city school. He studied day and night for that exam. Finally, the results came. Rahim won the scholarship. Suddenly, his life changed. The scholarship gave him money for school fees, books, and even living expenses. Gotwas, relumbed. For the first time, Rahim had the chance to study with good teachers, in a big classroom, with a library full of books. Years passed. Rahim finished school, then went to university. He became an engineer. With his salary, he bought a house for his parents. He sent his younger brothers and sisters to school. The same boy who once had no shoes now helped his whole family stand tall. What made this miracle possible? Education and money. His hard work gave him knowledge. And the scholarship gave him the money to use that knowledge. Together, they changed his future forever. Now think about this story, my friends. How many children in the world are like Rahim, full of dreams but stuck because of money? How many futures are lost? How many futures are not because children don't want to learn, but because they cannot afford it? This is why money and education must go hand in hand. Without money, education struggles. Without education, money is wasted, but together they are unstoppable. Let's also think about our own lives. If you are a student, money may decide what kind of school you go to, what books you read, what tools you have. If you are a parent, money may decide what kind of future your child will have. You know, even for adults, money and education remain connected. If you want to learn new skills, like English, computers, or business, often you need money for classes, teachers, or online courses. The more you invest in your education, the more valuable your money becomes in the future. But here is something important. Education is not only about formal schools. Even without much money, people can still learn through libraries, free online lessons, or self-study. Education is about curiosity, effort, and consistency. Money helps a lot, but determination also plays a big role. The story of Rahim shows us this truth. Even when money was missing, his strong will helped him find a way. So what can we learn here? We learn that money and education are like two partners. Education teaches you how to make and use money wisely. Money gives you the chance to learn more and grow more. Together, they create a cycle of progress. Poor families struggle not because they lack intelligence, but because they lack money for education. Rich countries move ahead not only because they have money, but because they use it to improve education. And this, my friends, is why money is deeply connected to education. It decides opportunities, futures, and dreams. See, Kamizi. They create a force that can change not only one life, but also the life of a whole community, even a whole nation. Stay with me, because in the next chapter, we will see another side of this connection, how money and health are linked. You will discover how money can protect your life, and how the lack of it can put everything at risk. Chapter Wove, Money and Health. Health is life. When your body is strong, you can walk, run, work, study, and dream. But when health is weak, even the smallest task feels heavy. And here is the truth. Money and health are very close friends. With money, people can take care of their health. Without money, even small health problems can grow into very big ones. Let us talk slowly and see how money changes the story of health. Think about food. With money, you can buy fruits, vegetables, milk, and clean water. These give energy and protect the body. Without money, many people must eat only what is cheap, not what is healthy. Sometimes they eat less food, sometimes food without enough vitamins. Over time, the body becomes weak. Children who do not get good food grow slower, and they may get sick, often. Often. This is why we say, money buys not only food, but also health. Now think about medicine. Imagine you have a small fever. If you have money, you go to the doctor, buy tablets, and rest. In a few days, you are fine. But if you do not have money, you may try to wait. You may not buy medicine. A small fever can turn into a big problem. Something easy to solve becomes dangerous. Just because there was no money, hospitals are another example. Rich countries have hospitals with modern machines, good doctors, and clean rooms. Very first shiz, poor countries often have hospitals with less medicine, old machines, and long waiting times. A rich person can go to the best hospital. A poor person sometimes must travel far and still may not get help. The difference is not only about doctors, it is about money. Let me tell you a small story. There were two men, Ali and Rahim. Both were young fathers. One day, both of them had the same illness. Their hearts were weak, and they needed surgery. Ali had some savings, and his family supported him with money. He went to a private hospital. He met a skilled doctor, got the surgery, and after some weeks, he was healthy again. He returned home, played with his children, and lived a normal life. Rahim, however, did not have money. He tried government hospitals, but the line was long and medicine was not enough. He waited and waited. His health became worse. After some months, he could no longer work. His children had to stop school to help the family. Same illness. Different results. The difference was money. When you hear stories like this, it hurts. But this is reality in many parts of the world. Money cannot stop sickness from coming. But money can open doors to treatment, to medicine, and to hope. Without money, even a small door to health is closed. Money and health also connect in another way. Stress. Poor people often live with worry. They think, what if my child gets sick? What if I cannot buy medicine? This worry makes the body and mind weak. Stress itself is like an illness. Rich people may also have stress, but at least they know if something happens. Money can bring help. But here is something important to remember. Money alone is not enough. You can have a lot of money and still make bad health choices. For example, eating too much fast food, drinking too much soda, or not exercising. Money gives options, but you must choose wisely. True health comes from money plus knowledge. If you know what food is good, if you know why exercise matters, then money helps you buy and practice it. Now, let me ask you something. Imagine your parents are sick. Imagine you have money in your hands. What would you do first? Maybe you would take them to the best hospital. Maybe you would buy them the best medicine. Maybe you would make sure they rest well. Just think about this for a moment. The thought itself shows how powerful money can be when connected to health. It gives not only comfort to you, but also life to those you love. In many cultures, people say, health is wealth. This is true, but the opposite is also true. Wealth protects health. Without health, even if you have money, you cannot enjoy it. Without money, even if you want health, it may slip away. The two walk hand in hand. Let me end with this reflection. Money is not just paper, not just coins, not just numbers in your bank account. When it comes to health, money is time, money is food, money is medicine, and money is hope. Think carefully about how you use your money. Spend some on fun, yes, but always keep enough for health, for yourself, for your parents, for your children. Because in the end, money and health together make life brighter, longer, and happier. Chapter Fig. The dark side of money. Money is powerful. Money can help us live better lives, travel, eat well, study, and stay healthy. But there is another truth that we often forget. Right. The same money that can build dreams can also break hearts. The same money that can bring happiness can also bring pain. This is the dark side of money. Money itself is not bad. It is only paper, metal, or numbers on a screen, but people give it power. And when the desire for more becomes too strong, money can change people. It can turn kindness into greed. It can turn friendship into jealousy. It can even turn love into hate. Many problems in our world, crimes, wars, corruption, often begin with one reason: money. Let us think simply. Imagine two brothers who love each other. They share everything since childhood. But one day, their father dies and leaves some land behind. Suddenly, both brothers want more land for themselves. They start fighting. They stop speaking. Why? Not because they hate each other, but because money and property came in between. The dark side of money destroyed their bond. Greed is one of the most dangerous things money brings. When a person has some money, they often want more. When they get more, they still want even more. The hunger never ends. A poor man thinks, if I only had bite, I would be happy. Then he earns it, and now he wants dollar ling, then shurs, ling, then bite, ling. Soon, money is not just something he uses. Money becomes the center of his life. He forgets love, family, and peace. His heart is never satisfied. This endless hunger can make people blind. Sometimes, money pushes people to dishonesty. Imagine a student who wants to pass an exam but does not study. He gives money to a teacher to get good marks. Sarkar. Or a man who wants to win a contract but cannot compete fairly, so he gives a bribe to an officer. This is corruption. It looks small in the beginning, but when it grows in a country, it destroys trust, justice, and fairness. Wars, too, are often about money. Leaders may speak about freedom, religion, or peace. But behind many wars is the fight for oil, land, gold, or power. Millions of people suffer, not because they want to, but because a few people wanted more money and control. That is the darkest side of money. It can destroy not just one person or one family, but whole nations. Spike moment. Let me tell you a short emotional story. There was once a man named Kareem. He was honest, hard-working, and had many good friends. One day, Kareem won a lottery. Suddenly, he had more money than ever before. At first, he was happy. He bought a new car, a big house, and gave gifts to his friends. But slowly, things changed. His friends started asking for loans. Some wanted to borrow money and never returned it. Others became jealous of his success. Family members started fighting over his wealth. Kareem, who once lived with peace, now lived with suspicion. He could not trust anyone. Finally, he lost his closest friends and felt lonely. He used to laugh with people, but now he sat alone in his big house. Money had given him comfort, but it had taken away his happiness. This story shows us something important. Money can buy many things, but it cannot buy love, trust, or true friendship. In fact, let us pause here and ask you, the listener, if you had to choose, would you prefer to have less money but honest friends, or lots of money but no one to trust? Well, think carefully. Because many people in the world are rich but sad, and many are poor but happy. The balance between money and life is very delicate. The dark side of money is also seen in crimes. Thieves, robbers, scammers, all do what they do because of money. Sometimes, even ordinary people break the law because they feel desperate for money. A mother may steal food for her child. A worker may cheat because he is underpaid. Money pushes people into decisions they never imagined they would take. But here is something very important to remember.